I wonder when he realized he was in mortal danger. I wonder what KOURI may have said to him in his last moments. How long was he conscious, knowing he would die? Where were Eric's boys when all of this happened? Did they hear Eric's body fall to the ground? Did they catch a glimpse of their father taking his last breath? It's torture to think of. Why did Eric lose his life? Why did the boys lose their father?
Hey, welcome back. Welcome. Special shout out to all my viewers in Utah. KOURI RICHINS has been hit with 26 new felony charges. Let's talk about it. We've discussed and playlisted Utah mom KOURI RICHINS, who, according to prosecutors, had the nerve to take her husband's life and then write a children's book about it to help her boys grieve. So there's been a lot of drama between KOURI and her ex-husband's sisters and family. They do not like her, of course. They have been battling it out in court over Eric's property, his finances, and there has been a lot of new developments.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. I'm fine with that.
Prosecutors are not only hitting KOURI with the death of Eric, but they hit her with felony charges, forgery, writing bad checks, check fraud, money laundering, equaling up to 26 felonies. I got a notification from Desert News and it reads, RICHINS, 34, was charged Friday in Summit County's 3rd District with 5 counts of mortgage fraud, 7 counts of money laundering, 1 count of communications fraud, and 1 count of engaging in a pattern of unlawful activity, all second-degree felonies, plus 5 counts of forgery and 7 additional counts of issuing a bad check, third-degree felonies. We discussed KOURI's trial in the past. Recently, her case was put on hold because she wanted to change venues, and the judge said no. So she appealed it, and it's taking some time, but her trial is set for February 10th, 2026. So it's coming up. Now, the defense is saying that, quote, this sudden push to file new fraud charges over 2 years later underscores the weakness of the state's pending murder charges, since these fraud charges would not even come into play unless they fail to secure a conviction. The timing is also extremely troubling in light of the fact that the parties are trying to seat an impartial jury in Summit County. End quote.
Was it because of KOURI's greed and desire to get life insurance and other assets? If so, that is abhorrent. How could anyone value human life so cheaply? I cannot comprehend it. I'm overflowing with grief and pain at the thought that Eric meant so little to her.
The charging documents filed Friday, KOURI RICHINS, quote, used a power of attorney to obtain $250,000 in home equity and credit on Eric Richardson's premarital home without his knowledge. Do you guys remember the story about when Eric passed away? KOURI was there with locksmith trying to drill holes in the huge safe that was left there, but Eric's sisters came over like, we have the keys and you have no access. Denied. They started allegedly throwing blows. It came to blows, and it's just been really ugly ever since Eric passed away. Eric Richins learned of the home equity line of credit in October 2020, which prosecutors say was a source of tension between he and KOURI. Can you imagine how betrayed Eric felt? It's been reported that she even found out Eric changed his life insurance beneficiary and went behind his back and changed it back. His partners found out and informed her because it was some sort of business insurance policy, and he quietly changed everything from his and her name to his and his sisters. That's why when she was trying to drill a hole into the safe, the sisters were able to show they had power of attorney and Corey had access to nothing. At the time of his death, Eric Richardson's estate was worth approximately $5 million, according to prosecutors. He also had several life insurance policies, some of which Kouri Richins, quote, mistakenly believed she was the beneficiary of, according to court documents. While applying for mortgage loans, Richins blamed others for her low credit score, according to the charges, including her husband and an unknown person in Seattle who had claimed her social security number. Prosecutors are not buying it. They contend that she engaged in a pattern of unlawful activity by falsifying an insurance application on Eric's life, and by both deleting him and attempting to delete him on 2 separate occasions for financial gain. So the prosecutors have noted in the charging documents that 5 months prior to Eric's deletion, Richins was totally in debt. She was broke. Quote, despite K. Richins Realty's existing debt and insufficient revenue, Kouri Richins continued to use hard money loans and purchased 3 additional properties in November 2021. When she closed on the 3 properties in November, she added $1.1 million in high interest debt to her already staggering and unserviceable debt loan. By that day, she had already defaulted on 1 loan and was delinquent on several others. She continued efforts to borrow from new high-interest lenders to meet her existing obligations. By the end of 2021, she stood on the brink of total financial collapse. On December 23, 2021, Kouri Richins began contracting to purchase a $2.9 million unfurnished mansion in Midway, Utah. We have posted pictures of that mansion. Very beautiful home. She did not have the funds to purchase this mansion and was already at least $1.8 million in debt. The deal was supposed to close on March 4th, 2022. That same day, March 4th, 2022, Kouri Richins contacted 911 to report that her husband, Eric, had passed away. Now, I need all my Utah people, boots on the ground, get in the comment section and let us know what's going on in Utah. Because under our last post, you guys gave us a lot of inside information. Make sure you head over and check the comment section out if you want to know some inside info on Kouri from Utah. That's our latest update on Kouri Richins as we gear up and approach her trial, which I cannot wait for. Until then, we'll keep our eye on Kouri. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
It was early and had been snowing most of the night. I was just getting ready to leave and heading out to the car when I saw a locksmith in Eric's detached garage starting to drill out his gun safe. I asked Kouri multiple times why we could not just call my dad for the code. I could not understand why she was breaking into and ruining Eric's safe. To this, she screamed at me at the top of her lungs, called me some inappropriate things I cannot share with you here, and then told me to get out of her house. It was then that I told her that she could not kick me out of my brother's house. My sister Katie was now the executor of Eric's trust and estate, and just like Eric, she would not want the defendant breaking into his gun safe. Kouri looked at me with pure hatred and rage. I was messing up her plan. I was getting in her way, and because of that, she attacked me. She punched me in the face and neck multiple times. It took 4 people to pull her off me that day. Since Eric's death, it has come to our attention that Kouri took out multiple life insurance policies on Eric without his knowledge. It appears that she forged his signature on various documents, assigned herself as Eric's durable power of attorney, inappropriately diverted money from his business to herself, and assigned herself as beneficiary of Eric's portion of our mother's retirement account. I should also not forget to mention the multiple life insurances she has taken out on the boys. Her most recent business venture was authoring a children's book about how to help grieving children cope with the loss of the death of a parent. In this book, she had the audacity to use the boys' real names and even use their last family portrait. Her behavior gives me great concern, as she has exploited the boys for money and will likely do so again.